Hello and welcome. I'm Sumi Somaskanda, and this is World Stories, your international reporters magazine. Thanks for joining us. On this edition, we find out if elephant and man can live in harmony at the foothills of the Himalayas. We learn about a traditional dance in Iraq and how modern technology can transport us into the distant past in Australia. All that and more. But first, it's estimated that 1 in every 1,000 babies around the globe is born with Down syndrome. It's a condition where extra genetic material causes intellectual and physical disabilities. But those disabilities come in varying degrees, and many people with Down syndrome do lead very fulfilling and even independent lives. In our next story, Alina Resenda from Brazil's Rede Minas TV shows us how activity and training have created a world of opportunities for people with Down syndrome.
Strength, balance, technique, determination. All important ingredients for a successful dive. Doctors recommend regular swimming to help people affected by Down syndrome improve motor function and coordination. Alexandre trains under his father Raimundo's constant supervision. He gives his son tips, here making sure he stays relaxed. The desire to see his son win spurred Raimundo on. At 32, Alexandre has won bronze, silver, and gold medals in several events and stood on the winner's podium in both his native Brazil and abroad. Alexandre, is there a medal you're especially proud of?
Yes.
Which one?
Strength.
Yes, but which medal is the most important?
200-meter freestyle.
And where did you win it?
In Coimbra.
Coimbra in Portugal. Alexandre is an only child. His parents were nearly 40 when he was born.
After the first shock, we were truly quite surprised. We were very happy that he came into our lives. And to this day, he's our end-all and be-all. He's our life.
Parents are always on the lookout for what's best for their children. Each family has to decide how to best support and motivate them. Job skills courses can teach children with Down syndrome how to be more independent.
So you're in a waiting room and we're going to simulate a job interview. It's an important moment. You can get nervous. What does walking back and forth show? That you're nervous, that's right. It's normal to be nervous, but you have to try to control it.
That kind of advice is important for all those who want to take on the challenge of facing the job market.
We've seen that until now, their parents always held the reins. They had the documents, planned appointments and made agreements and so on. And that's counterproductive in the working world.
The course was set up by Catholic University of Minas Gerais. It's designed to help students become more independent. And the results are impressive. It took Tiago 27 years to take the bus home on his own. Now his only companion is his courage. Do you like to travel alone?
Yes.
Why?
Traveling alone means a lot.
Why?
I love it.
Do you feel more independent?
Independent.
For me, each successful integration into society is a personal success. Shortly after students finish the course, they call and tell me they've found work and have put what they've learned into practice there. They tell me they've learned a lot here, or they come back to class and tell the pupils about their experiences. And it makes me very happy. Sorry, could we cut here?
An inspiring example for all of us. Now to the story of a university professor in Istanbul who's become a successful entrepreneur. Aytul Ersoy is the founder and CEO of Vistek Isra Vision, a pioneer in industrial image processing in Turkey. Emerging Stars TV sits down with Professor Ersoy and finds out how she transformed an idea into a thriving company and how she balances the demands of running a business with those of her classroom. Take a look.
Istanbul, Turkey. Education is essential and one of the foundations of entrepreneurship. So what happens when a professor becomes an entrepreneur? Is she then a perfect role model and an immediate success? Let's find out here at Vistek, a company which uses smart camera-based systems. CEO and founder Aytul Ersoy explains.
Vistek is a spin-off from Sabancı University. We are experts in computer vision. And what does that mean? Computer vision is analyzing images and trying to make some sense out of it. So we concentrate on mostly manufacturing automation type of applications, but we also have non-industrial applications like gender recognition, face recognition, activity monitoring. So in essence, it's just analyzing images and making some sense out of it.
Vistek Vision creates state-of-the-art solutions using machine vision technology for modern production lines, where productivity and quality assurance are essential.
This is an application in the automotive industry where they want to match the wheels with wheel rims. So they have lots of different kinds of wheel rims, like 36 different kinds, and then they have about 20 different wheels, and they want to put the correct wheel on the correct wheel rim. So we have two systems, one camera looking at the wheel rim, one camera plus a laser looking at the wheel. And the difficulty is we're doing this while the tire is spinning at a rate of 560 rounds per minute. So we read the writings on the wheel, and we also recognize the wheel rim type and see if they match or not.
Dr. Aytul Ersoy founded Vistek in 2006, surfing on new commercial trends.
Well, I saw the need because in Turkey, these type of things, technology didn't exist when I started. There were no companies who were building applications with this. They were importing from abroad, especially Germany, but there were no companies in Turkey. So I decided there was an opportunity there was a need there, so I formed the company.
Aytul was one of the top students in Turkey. She went to the USA to finish her master's and returned to Turkey to teach at Sabancı University and follow her dream of starting her own company.
The university was actually a partner at the beginning because our university is a very entrepreneurial university. Like Silicon Valley was founded from technology from Stanford, so our university wanted to do that. They founded a company called Innovent, and they wanted to be a partner in, they wanted to encourage students and faculty members to find companies. And they didn't want to stay forever. They just wanted to stay in the company until the company can manage on its own. And right now the university left actually.
You're quite a successful businesswoman now, so why are you still teaching?
Well, I enjoy teaching, and also it keeps you in contact with the young generation, and that brings an influx of students, graduates to the company. So we get to select the best people. So I have direct access to the best people. And also, we follow what's going on technologically. We go to conferences, so university is very, very beneficial.
Aytul Ersoy. She's found the perfect resource for experts for her company, her students at the university. She's also been selected by Endeavour, an international network organization that supports and nurtures successful entrepreneurs and helps them grow their business.
Well, first of all, they have a great network. So they introduce you to many different people. So in fact, they say, whoever you want to meet, just tell us, we'll try to find a lead. So I was able to reach people who, I wouldn't be able to normally. And Endeavor has this EMBA program. Like this summer, we had a person from Saudi Arabia who was an intern in our company because we wanted to study the Middle Eastern market. And so she did a wonderful analysis of the whole Middle Eastern market on one particular application we had. They are trying to build a strategy, which markets to go into, what product to concentrate on.
This tech became so successful that global companies were keen to buy it. In 2009, Eitel decided to sell part of the company to Isra Vision from Germany, a leader in computer vision for the glass industry. It's quite likely that Isra Vision will take full ownership of this tech in the near future.
The reason was at the beginning I wasn't really thinking of selling, but I have two daughters who are not interested in continuing my business. So I'm not going to live forever. Something has to be done to the company, and the German company is as good as anyone else.
And then, are you going to stay with the company, or would you start up maybe another one?
Well, I don't know yet, but they want me to continue. In fact, they offered me to be the CTO of the global company, so I'll decide when the time comes.
That will certainly be a tough choice. Now to a story about an age-old conflict, man versus beast. In India, the population continues to grow rapidly. As towns and cities expand and encroach onto forest land, the country's indigenous wildlife is increasingly at risk. In our next report, UNTV's Mary Ferreira takes us to a national park in the far north of the country, where wild elephants and trains cross, a dangerous situation for both. Here's more.
India is home to some 70,000 Asian elephants living in the heart of the forests here. But a booming population, now at a staggering 1.3 billion people, is putting these gentle giants at risk.
They're a gift of nature and we have to save them. We don't want to kill any animal, person or elephant.
Rupchand Taneja drives trains along a railway line running through Rajaji National Park, where hundreds of elephants live. Some 30 trains pass here daily, transporting thousands of people and sometimes cargo across the country. In 2006, Rupchand spotted a herd crossing the track and almost hit them.
There were 6 elephants and 1 baby calf on the track. So I pulled the emergency brake. I was going 35 kilometers an hour. We turned on the headlights and honked the horn and made noise.
The herd moved to safe ground. But these tracks have claimed the lives of some 20 other elephants over the span of 1 decade, as they wander from the forest searching for food.
They don't have water in the forest, so they come out here looking for water. People from the train throw food on the tracks. They smell the food and come here to eat it.
Nighttime is when most of the accidents occur in this area. And to protect elephants lingering near train lines, forest officials posted patrol guards to police the tracks. When they spot elephants coming, they alert train drivers to avoid killing the animals. This system is a temporary measure that works well. But to further protect elephants wandering near the train lines, a more long-term solution is needed. Tom de Melanier is coordinator at CITES, the Convention on International Trade in Endangered Species, which monitors the killing of elephants worldwide.
If we can build corridors, that is one of the ways to avoid such a human-elephant conflict.
More than a dozen states have already created biological corridors. The goal is to build more of these pathways to link ecosystems and wildlife habitats now fragmented by human development. It's an important step towards achieving coexistence between humans and wildlife.
An important balance to strike. Al-Arada is a folkloric dance in Iraq that's performed in both happy and somber occasions. Men wear traditional clothes as they dance to the rhythm of the accompanying drum beats and verses. It was traditionally performed by Bedouin tribes across the Arab world. And over the centuries, the dance has even acted as a sort of tool of diplomacy between various clans and communities. Ali Hassan from Al Sumariya TV tells us more about the significance of the Arada in Iraq.
Today, in this pleasant company that's come together, we'd like to show you Al-Arda, a traditional form of dance from Iraq. We'll talk about differences between the various Ardas. And we'll discuss the different occasions on which an Arda is performed. We're talking about this custom for Al Sumariya TV.
Greetings to all generous and hospitable people. You are very welcome, and we're honored to have you here. And greetings to the television station.
Al-Arda is a traditional Arab custom here in Iraq. A person recites a verse or poem and a group of men dances to it. An Arda can be performed on various occasions. One instance is when a sheikh from a friendly clan passes away. Then we organize an Arda to commemorate the deceased. An Arda is performed exclusively by men. The man reciting the verse is always at the head of it.
You are my strength and give me courage. My poetry and hospitality have made me famous, and we exceed all in poetry and hospitality.
Let's now talk about the occasions on which an Arda is performed. Abu Ala, can you tell us about some of them?
An Arda is performed when tribute is being paid to the head of a clan. It can coincide with Greater Eid, the feast of the sacrifice, or other celebrations, for instance. But sometimes an Arda is performed to mark a blood feud.
Many have tried to divide us, but we Sunnis and Shias are closing ranks to overcome the differences between our denominations. We honor Baghdad and its population.
Comparing the present to the past, there are differences in the Arda. It's now much more common than it used to be. In Iraq, it's now spread to the west of the country. Before, Ardas tended to exist in the areas around Nasidia and Amara. The spread is due to the young men who took the Arda to other regions. Nowadays, it can be performed on almost all happy and sad occasions.
You should listen carefully to the stories I'm telling you, of raising children with love and not hate or division. A child without family is truly alone, and life is as dangerous as a lion in the forest. We are proud of our clan.
And finally, when we think of Sydney in Australia, we think of a global city, of the Opera House and the harbour and the breathtaking skyline. But we rarely stop to think of what Sydney looked like before all those modern buildings were around and before Europeans settled there. In our next story, though, we visit an exhibition that takes us on a digital trip back in time to the end of the 18th century when Aboriginal peoples inhabited the area. The virtual simulation shows us how time and history have shaped the region, a valuable lesson for locals and visitors alike. SBS reporter Manny Tsigas has more.
It's one of the most iconic areas in the world, but below these towering buildings and concrete slabs lies something even stronger, the heritage of the Gadigal people. In nearby Customs House, interactive artist Brett Levy has unveiled his latest creation, a virtual walkabout in an area once known as Warroni.
It's digital storytelling. You can do anything. It gives you the ability to build time machines. It's really exciting, and the possibilities are that I can collaborate with great people. I can take the original knowledge of the traditional owners and I can do it in this way better than it's ever been done before.
Virtual Warroni 2 Sacred Tracks of the Gadigal shows what Sydney Harbour used to look like before the arrival of the First Fleet in 1788. In this 3D world lies a number of widgets that give players access to a wealth of stories and information.
Now, sitting here and actually playing the game, you realise how much detail has gone into it. The developers researched everything from the soil that features in the ground to the marine life that you can actually see in the waters nearby. And with just the touch of a button, a few familiar landmarks start to pop up as well.
Among the program's massive stream of research, Mr. Levy also worked with representatives of the Gadigal people, who to this day maintain a deep-seated connection with the land.
They were proud of it, saddened of what it could have been like, and that sort of moves you to strive even harder, to work harder with that sort of support.
Overall, we wanted to create an emotion. We mightn't get to everyone. Everyone mightn't feel it, but some people come away and they feel that connection to the land.
And this modern take on such a sacred story already seems to be pushing the right buttons.
It's pretty impressive when you press the top button. You can see like how it's in the nowadays.
Amazing, like it looks actually not back in the days. It looks like new and stuff.
Stories from generations past set to last for many more. Manny Tsigas, World News Australia.
Well, that's all for this week's edition of World Stories. From us, our reporters and partner stations around the world, thanks for watching. To watch more episodes, head to our website. That's dw.de/World Stories. We'll leave you with this week's Picks of the World. See you next time with more World Stories.